Who's hiding them?
Okay, I'll tell you. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
She's married to the Muffin Man.
All right, trying to get this camera angle looking good here. Oops. That looks okay. What do y'all think? What up, Lucinda? Ah. Yeah, the only disadvantage of doing this out here is my cold coffee or cold energy drink that I drink while doing this can get pretty warm pretty quick. So, and it gets a lot of condensation on there. So, whenever there's condensation on there, gotta be careful, because if I grab it with my gloves with all the sand on it, I can't keep on using them unless I dry them off, right? So, gotta be careful. Waiting for little old me? No. What you got for breakfast? I just got done eating breakfast myself. That's why I was kind of late. What up, Great Scott? I should have cleaned some new molds that I wanted to try out. I haven't sanded everything down yet. Shmexy, I think I sanded down. So I use this one and this one. So, oops. Keep on forgetting my cord isn't long enough to move the TV wherever the hell I want it. Great Scott, I'm doing okay. How you doing, my dude?
Gentlemen, it has been too long, and I have awaited you.
I forgot to mute my TV. I'm going to start playing some stuff in the background here so I can just, chillax and watch it back and forth without listening. All right, second glove. If there ain't no glove, there ain't no love. All right, so I've been limited now on sand. So the supplier that I get my good sand from, he's having trouble getting it supplied for an affordable price. So instead of him increasing his prices and possibly chasing away customers, he is going to be waiting for tariff to hopefully end in the future. So that should be interesting. I got a bucket full. I stocked up right before he wasn't able to sell any more sand. So I have to switch. I have to sprinkle the good stuff on top of the mold, and then fill it with the crappy sand. Kind of like I do with big molds, the big boys. Because I don't want to run through that really quickly. So, just gotta be careful. And once I run out, I'll figure something out. I have to switch to Delft clay, which it was honestly more expensive than the good stuff that I used, but it's still better than Petrobond. All right, this is all from my last sand pouring. I poured a crap ton of sand and crap ton of copper. Did I hear about required hours doubling for monetization? Starts February. Huh. I haven't really noticed that. Haven't really heard about it. I wasn't really expecting to get monetized anyway. You know, ain't no biggie. I couldn't care about the couple of pennies here and there, a couple dollars here and there for a video. I barely make any videos now. I just go live. I honestly don't really have the time, you know, to do my own videos. Maybe if I went full time with pouring at some point in the future, I might do more videos. But if I go full time, I'll still be working my ass off, you know, trying to keep up with everything. To go full time and keep my premium that I usually do, which is $20 now, $20 per ounce, 20 ounces of silver over spot. To supplement both of my wife and myself income, I would have to make, oh gosh, I think it was like 1,000 ounces per month, I think, of hand pours. I think. Can't really remember the calculations I did, but because with hand pouring, the only, you know, profit or anything that you get with a hand pour is the premium that you put on it. And that's only if you purchase the silver right after. If you can't purchase that silver right after you sell an ounce, if you can't purchase it at spot right after that silver was purchased, it gets a lot more trickier. A lot more trickier. Because it's all about the replacement price, you know, when selling precious metals, right? So whatever you can replace it for, you need to sell above that. That way, when you sell it, purchase the silver right after, and then you keep the rest. Doesn't matter the amount of money that you're selling it for. It matters what you can repurchase that silver content for, and then make another pour with it. Same with just bullion. Bullion in itself, you know, people work with dollar margins. Definitely coin shops, you know. They use 10% profit margins, so they have to make sure they buy it 10% under what they're going to sell it at, and then that 10% left over is what pays the bills, right? What a Pang? Oh shit! Your shop's open on the weekend? Nice, dude. My good shop isn't open on the weekends, but the more expensive shop is open on Saturdays only, and they tend to have a more hefty premium. I don't go to them very often. They're on the Illinois side. But like not too long ago, I had to finish an order within a small amount of time, and they wanted more than I expected. They added like two more sets, so I needed to lock in and go to the coin shop real quick and grab all the silver I could muster up. And unfortunately, I needed it, right? I think they sensed it. I think they sensed that I needed it because I didn't fight them on the price. I think it was damn near like $5.50 over spot, and it was just generics, scuffed up, bruised, silver bars. I bought like 10-ounce bars and a couple of ounces, and they're all generics, scratched up, scuffed pieces that did not require premium at all. But hey, they gotta pay the bills, and I gotta get my silver out to the customer. So shit happens, right? I would never have paid a premium like that if I was buying melting silver. Ever. Anything above spot really eats into that profit. And sometimes I'll get deals at the good coin shop, the ones that I have a good relationship with. And last time I went, I got a good deal because I was buying a lot of ounces, right? I think I bought like 24 ounces last time. And, oh no, I went there for $2,000. I went there to spend $2,000, right? And it was like a generic, like there was a guy that was recycling silver and melting it down and purifying it, and he melted everything into a bar and sold it to the coin shop. So that had been sitting in his shop for freaking ever. So he gave me a good deal on it. What up, Sorcerer Stan? How you doing, buddy? All right, I got a shit ton of these to make for one order. So I got to at least make, I think like 13 today, or at least at some point. So I'm going to prep all of them. Try to, right? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. So I got 11 flats. So obviously I won't be able to make them all at once. So maybe I'll prep like 5 of them, and then I'll start the furnace. While I'm starting the furnace and heating up the copper, I will keep on prepping, and then try to make more, right? So, and out of the 11 flasks I have, there's I think three flasks that are huge, so it's gonna be heavy. I try to avoid those unless I have to use them. It's always some crazy details you pull, brother. I appreciate it, dude. I try. I'm getting low on powder in this thing. I gotta refill it. So sometimes I overfill or over powder these things because it's got a lot of high relief in some areas, and I need to dig that powder into that deep area, right? So I don't. I'm very excessive when it comes to powder, and then if it's too much, I'll do it over this box over here. And it has a bunch of molds in it. So the molds also get covered in powder when they're not in use, right? And then whenever I need extra powder and I don't feel like grabbing the thing, I'll pick up something that has a lot of powder on it. And then dump it. Works, right? All right. I have a third one of these molds, but I wanted to glue it like these were glued. But I guess I'll have to kind of worry about it. Hey, look at that. Oh, you saw the knuckles? Yeah. I still gotta make more of those in brass. So I got a little good stuff, good sand right here. Sprinkle it. At least get the good detail. Use less of it. So I'll tuck it in the sides right here because this mold is very close to the edge. So to keep the pressure from it moving the mold while I'm hammering the shit out of it, need to make sure it doesn't move towards the wall. Because when that happens, it's hard to I don't know, I guess keep it even. It'll mess up that side. Which, I mean, I guess that's my own preference. It's not a big deal, technically. If you want to be technical about it, on a technicality, right? A little bit more to cushion it from the hammer. All right. Get corners. Oh, what up, Papa? Now, a lot of people don't do that. It's kind of a time waster. But it's my own brain trying to think about or check for soft spots in the sand. Just to make sure I pressed it good enough. Made a good impression. You know. Don't really have to, go around the edges. Because if I feel a soft spot, right, the pressure from the sand on the frame will prevent me from putting more pressure on the sand, right? So if all the pressure is around here and it's not letting me put pressure where it needs to, I need to remove that sand that's resisting me putting more pressure here, right? So I've noticed that a couple times where I tried it and then I rolled it a second time without the edging and it went in even further. It wasn't pressed in enough because in the beginning, this was preventing it from going in further and giving more pressed in detail to the sand or to the mold. So we can check it now just for demonstration. Now that there's nothing there resisting. Gives more flatness. Right? I'll sometimes do this anyway when it's a really high dense relief on it, like these pieces. But these pieces have been doing pretty well. It's more in the fact of the Captain Fuck Around and Find Out molds. Those have little tiny relief indents that sand won't always go into. I'll notice it as well by scraping this. If I'm scraping this and it has loose sand right here, it'll pick it up and I'll notice how loose it is. If it's nice and tightly packed, it'll look solid, right? So, good indication of whether or not you press the sand in well enough. Ah. Oh. Yeah, places like this hole right here, it's a very small, dense area. So it's going to be a lot harder for sand to go into. Which I'm not worried. It rarely ever is empty, and it rarely ever works to the point where it doesn't pick up any sand. I did notice that the more I do a large batch of sand preps, oh man, that shit hurts. Makes me ache for a long while. Doesn't stop me, but it's like, damn, give me some good painkillers or something. Shit. Because holding this like this, man, takes a toll. I wish there was like a platform where I could just clamp this down. Just like clamp it down and then move it to however I want, let go, and it'll stay there. It'll hold it where I need it. Like a pneumatic arm that'll be fully functional in all directions and just let me set it right there, over here, over there, and then let go, and it'll take the weight and hold it where I want it. Some Tony Stark shit right there. I don't think that it would be possible. I mean, maybe if it had a good controller on it. Because there would be some kind of like function that you would have to do to tell it when you want it to stop, right? To move freely, and then automatically it knows when to stop. And there's no real like function for you to tell it to stop. So like maybe if I had it hooked up to stop with a foot pedal, maybe. I don't know. That'd be a very complex system just to hold it upright. It would be very complex to be like, oh yeah, I created product and it took me 5 years to put in the design, and everyone was like, holy shit, what is it? What is it? I'd be like, it's a control arm to hold up my sand prep for me. They'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Yo, what up, Humble? Sells for $350. Yeah. I worked endlessly with 4 other friends of mine to create one product that I use 20% of the time. I dropped my brush. I mean, technically, the concept could be used in other ways, you know, in workshops and shit. I was thinking, like, one day I was thinking, what kind of product would I love to invent, right? And I really got into thinking about Tony Stark. You know how he had the dumb robots walking around, you know? And that kind of concept, something on the ceiling. So kind of like a circular rail system with a robotic control arm on that rail system that would reach, or that has like a tool rack that it could like know which tools to use, right? So what would happen is to use like a kind of like a hand tracking camera system, or a face tracking or a body tracking camera system, along with a voice activating system. So let's say I need a hammer, right? I would hold up my hand right next to me, and say hammer. It would go up, circle to the tool location, pick up the hammer, and then bring it to my hand, directly to my hand, and then go back up. Then, you know, put up my hand again and say, I guess, a command to have it put it back on its holster, right? Same could do with a machine shop, right? Mechanic shop. It'd be perfect unless you need a 10 millimeter socket, right? Or 10 millimeter wrench. Then the robot would be like, fuck you, you lost that 10 years ago. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, definitely. People would love it. It would probably be expensive, so. And then a lot of people would think that was stupid, and they'd be like, why don't I just grab it myself? Well, what if a mechanic ends up getting disabled, right? Or somebody who loves working on stuff, being handsy with stuff, getting disabled. They can't walk or anything, or get anything from the shelf or whatever. Have that installed, and bam, your friendly neighborhood robotic helper. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Humble. I keep on forgetting. When should I have the silver pour competition ready? Like, I got something sand prepped for it, but I'm not really 100% sure if I want to do that. So I'm kind of in and out of deciding on what I want to do. It is a prototype, so it's one of my newer designs I have not tested out. When it comes to stuff like that, I can be fucking picky. I'm very detailed oriented, if you can't tell. Like, it's not on the brink of OCD, but my eyes really pick out little tiny fine details. I mean, I don't really need to fix them. I don't have that need for it mentally, but I can. Let's just say my parents loved I Spy games on the computer back in the day, and I would help them out with it. You know? My dad also loved the Dracula games too. Loves playing those. Waiting for FG to let me know soon. I'm excited. Plus, I do need some finger on my desk. And some Pang on my desk. Falling behind. You hear that, Pang? You're slacker. Calling you. I don't think he likes selling his stuff, does he? Not sure if he sold anything yet. He's a true hoarder. Is precious. I'm pretty sure Pang isn't married either, because with that much pew pews in his safe, with that much silver in his safe, man, we all know how expensive wives are. So I could not imagine him with anybody because of that fact. Man, oh man. He'd probably have a fraction of what he's got now if he was married. Woo! Unless some of it's his wife. Unless he's got a badass cool wife and be like, yeah, let's go shopping together. I got you. Let's do it. I'll drive you there, motherfucker. Let's go. Oh shit. I sell to my channel members. Just trying to build my stack up. Next year I'll probably sell one every month. Nice. He's laughing. Come on, Pang, what is it? Do you have a badass wife that lets you spend all your money on the good stuff? Or are you single and those weapons are your relationship? Oh, maybe both. I don't know. Could be. She bad for sure. I've been married since I was 19. Oh, there we go, folks. Does she have her own little stack? Does she have her own gun cabinet and everything? The Mrs. and Mr. cabinets. Don't tell me she got a pink camo weapon over there. A lot of southern or hillbilly type wives love their pink camo, right? She got her pew pews and she likes jewelry. Oh, okay, there we go. Hey, at least that's precious metal, right? I'm actually rattle canning her AR pink. There you go. I knew it. I fucking knew it. See, instead of legally blonde, right? Like the movie, she's legally lethal. Oh shit! It's like 11:37. I gotta see if my wife called. She's off work right now, heading home. Uh-oh. Yeah, she called. Oh wait, no, it wasn't her. That was a spammer. Oh. When you're bored, you'll talk to the callers. Oh shit. Be cool to do like a sand dispenser, type of like a feeding system. You know how they do like fill up dog food bags and shit at the factory. Just have like a tube, a flexible tube that I can just grab and hold here, press a button, and fill it with sand that I choose. Maybe like each tube has a different type of sand in it, and just grab the one that has the sand. I mean, that would mean I have to refill it each time, you know, because not all that sand will be used, right? So I'd have to go up top and refill it every time. My lazy ass would be like, I don't feel like it today. I'll just put it back in the bucket. I mean, a lot of times they can't even understand English, so if they I ask them, they're probably not gonna be answering to it. See, like I said before, I'm not the fastest sand prepper out here, you know. Some people like reckless, and others can prep it pretty damn fast. But every time my ass rushes or feels like I'm going fast, I'll smash my finger or something. Like when I'm rolling, if I'm going fast, I'll over roll it and then bam, knock my knuckles in the fucking next beat. Woo! Make a grown man cry right there. Woo-hoo! I did notice a couple burrs on all the pores that I didn't notice earlier. So, Pang, your hand pore, I need to sand off a burr on the back that I didn't notice before. So, I gotta bring it back out here and clean that up, make it softer so it doesn't catch on anything. It's always good to rub your pores, your finished pores, before you tone them up. Rub them on some like clothing or some loose fabric, and that way, if it does have any burrs that can hook onto anything, you'll see the little tiny hairs from the fabric caught onto that burr, right? So then you know what's clean. Sometimes I will feel it, feel up and down the pore just to make sure there's no burrs before I start cleaning it. But sometimes I'll miss it. I'll miss something. Nice and solid. It's always going to be a little loose over here because of the opening. My wife should be home soon. hey, I'm streaming right now out in the garage. If you want to come out here and talk. I'll talk about food and stuff. Yeah. See you soon.
Oh,
A lot easier. It's really hard to fucking log into my phone with these gloves. Look at that. So I use my pinky finger, at least dirty. Try to use that to press on the screen. All right. And I go a lot slower when I talk as well. That's why a lot of times I don't like streaming doing this, because I get slower trying to, talk and look over to the screen, and if I don't have the stream going and trying to look at comments, I'll be a lot quicker, Oh, I didn't do it. Actually, I did. Oh, shit. Yeah. Drop the flask. Still good. We're good. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. It's so good. It's good. We're good. Ah. I did learn something new the other day that I might want to try at some point. I think it was Blackhand Bullion that I was talking to. He likes doing his sculptures and shit. He will, with his sand preps, like once I get done with this and it's ready to pour, he will put it into a convection oven and warm up the sand for like 10 minutes and then pour. Because a lot of times if the sand isn't, really hot, it'll cool down the silver faster. And that way he can get into the crevices and shit with small pores, you know. I'm like, well, damn. I didn't really think that was possible. For some reason, in my mind, I always thought it would affect the sand, right? I always thought it would like affect the binder of the sand itself if it was exposed to a constant slow heat. But I mean, shit. Now that I know it'll work and make it more effective. Oh, SCT's here? Hell yeah, dude. What up, dude? El Duderino? Is dudeness? My wife would trip if I took sand inside. Yeah, that's true. At some point, I was thinking to myself about using the either a dehumidifier or those little packets that they put into packages to keep the moisture out, or the little moisture wicking packets. I was thinking about using those at one point, but I feared that it would pull too much moisture out and make them dry, make the sand dry. So I didn't really pursue it too much. That one was a little messy, but fuck it. Gotta be careful because sometimes the mold can bounce back up. Also hit the sand. All right, that's good enough. Leave the fan open in my garage. I do notice the sides of my pores will be more blurry than the top. So when it's cooling too fast, there's a difference in texture. I'll show you here. I got a mold that I need to remelt, and it started cooling in some areas. So I'll show you a good example of what cooling means or cooling looks like. So all right, so look at the chest plate. See how there's a good amount of detail. Nothing's really, messy. Nice detail on the chainmail. But then look at the hand and the skulls right there. That's how you can tell when it's too cold. When there's a lack of detail and it looks like it is blurred, like it's ballooned, if you will. That's when things cool down compared to everywhere else. So that's what cooling looks like. Same with the this hand over here and the little bit of the sword. You'll see it in silver. It'll look more shiny. It'll look more glossy and smooth. Because if you're getting all this texture filled in, when it cools down, it's not going to fill in all that texture. It's going to look more round and puddly, How do I fix it? Cook your copper longer, cook your silver longer, and more vents. Because if you noticed, my entrance was right here. So the entrance was right here. Then it fully traveled all the way down here, got detail right there, traveled up here, and by the time it traveled up here, it probably had more resistance with air or fumes. The fumes were giving it resistance from coming back up. And with all the fumes right here, it just took longer to fill that area right there and cool down quickly. So more venting and hotter copper. And I poured this one with another copper piece, and the other copper piece was like this as well. So my copper was just too cold. I think I rushed it a little too fast than I regularly do. Let me call my wife real quick. She hasn't looked at my message and she's driving home from work. She's probably tired, so I'm gonna go inside, see if she's home real quick, and then if not, I'll call her. Just make sure she's safe. BRB. All right, we're all good. Oh. She went straight to the shower. Didn't look at my text. Rude. Well, it looks like I'll have to end this a little earlier. See, I really needed to lock in and like prep all 13 today. Like, but damn, I'm just finishing 2 of them. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Because if I ever go full time and I try to calculate things per hour, you know, if I'm only doing 2 pieces, 2 sand preps, and how long was it? I started prepping at like, I don't know, 10:45 ish, and it's 12:15. That's gonna be like 2 hours for 2 pieces, you know. And I only charge $5 per ounce on copper, so these are like 7 to 8 ounces each. And definitely if I have to like rush and increase my production for the day, you know, if I'm doing full time. And sand was a little loose over here. Definitely have to work on my production time. What up, boo? Long time no see. Hey, I forgot to tell you that I did fill the bowls, or like you filled the bowls, but I did not feed Mama Cat any soft food, and she didn't go after the solid food. I did feed her some like teeth treats, those the green bags of soft teeth treats in the pantry. Um, she ate those like no problem, but yeah, I didn't feed her any soft liquid packets. All right, let's try to prevent the bouncing if it happens. Came out on that side there a little bit, but all right. Second one done. All right, let's try to speed through one and time it. See how fast I can really go. Do this. I'll just do one, so that way I can just focus on one. So 12:29 starting. Oh, what up, Nick? Rude. A lot more than I wanted. Damaged. Well. All right. Oh, gotta vent the back here. Almost forgot. All right. All right, so 29. So let's say 30. So 22 minutes. A comfortable 22 minutes for just one at a time. So how long did the last one take? Last one took let's see. Last one took 10:45 until, let's say, 12:20. 12:20. So an hour and 35 minutes. Let's say an hour and 35 minutes. So if I did 2 at a slow pace, chill pace, while live, it'll be an hour and 35 minutes. If I did 1 at a time, faster than, just chilling, it'd be 44 minutes. So 45 minutes compared to an hour and 35 minutes. So I would say I should probably stop doing 2 at a time and focus on doing 1 at a time faster. I thought doing 2 at a time was going to be faster, but I feel like it can kind of slow down the process because I'm focusing on more than 1 at a time. I think that would be, the case. So we'll try to adjust it. I'll come back out here tonight. I do need to finish these really fast, so I think I'm gonna not go live just to keep my attention span, directed here while listening to something. So, hey Pang, I got a question. Are you still here, Pang? Just between me and you. All right. So, all right. Let me get the other choice. I'm torn between 2 choices for the competition. Right. All right. So I got this one prepped. I got this one prepped. Prepped and ready. All right. Or have a go at this. This one may take a lot more cleanup to do to finish, but I don't know. What do you think? Should I do this one or the second one, the figure? Okay. I'd have to do it at like a angle, right? Kind of like this. That way, I got to fill in this area right here. But yeah, kind of just like that. And then go at it. There are some spots that will get some sand in there, but I'll have to look at trying to close it. Put it right there. A little bit right there. Underneath. Maybe right there. Arm should be fine. There's a little level right here for the foot. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem because I'll be pouring it through the feet, right? So the entrance will be the feet. And then, yeah, won't have to worry about that. But yeah. Well, then I'll still pour this one, pour the prototype for this. But yeah. All right, I got to get going. Appreciate you hanging out, bro. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll try to get more molds finished tonight.
Dragon sickness. I've seen it before. That look. The terrible need. It is a fierce and jealous love, Bilbo. It sent his grandfather mad.